Hello, my name is Obaifani Kingsley, and I'm going to talk about cybersecurity principles. So, these are basically like concepts that cybersecurity experts follow in order to be able to protect information systems and their assets. So, the first cybersecurity principle that I'm going to talk about is the first safe default. So, basically, this uh, cybersecurity principle is a design mechanism that makes sure a system goes into safe state as soon as it encounters an error or a failure. Some of the strengths of this cybersecurity principle is that it minimizes damages because the system automatically goes to a safe state and it stops unauthorized access and the second strength of this cybersecurity principle is that it prevents escalation of failures. If a failure occurs, it makes sure that this failure does not spread to other parts of the system. Some of the weaknesses of this cybersecurity principle is that it gives a false sense of security. What this means is that over reliance on fail-safe mechanism will eventually lead to complacency, with organizations failing to proactively address the root causes of failures. When to use fail state is when the system is mission critical or involves high stakes such as power plants or air traffic. The second cybersecurity principle that I'm going to talk about is separation of duties. This is a cybersecurity principle that makes sure that no any one individual has full control over any critical process or operation. One of the major benefits of this cybersecurity principle is that it prevents fraud. So basically, dividing tasks between various individuals in an organization means that one person does not have monopoly to take decisions or carry out any activity without it being looked over by another person. So basically, this is how it prevents fraud in an organization. The second benefit is that it reduces errors due to human involvement because when you use this cybersecurity principle, it means that your work, if one person carries out a function, is going to be is going to be checked again by another person in the organization, and probably every error due to human involvement is going to be checked during the second checking, and it will be found and corrected. One of the weakness of separation of duties is that it is resource intensive. It's going to require so many individuals, and this can be a problem in companies that have fewer staff. The third cybersecurity principle that I'm going to talk about is security through obscurity. Basically, what this means is this involves keeping system designs or configurations or implementations hidden as a form of security. This makes it harder for hackers to exploit vulnerabilities. One of the strengths of this concept of this cyber security principle is that it hides weaknesses. By hiding structure mechanisms, it can be harder for attackers to discover vulnerabilities. Then the second benefit of this cyber security principle is that it's an additional layer of security when added with other uh, um, security measures. It can be a really good alternative to a really good option for security. Some of the weaknesses of this cybersecurity principle is that it gives a false sense of security when organizations hide their their structure. They kind of feel relaxed, thinking that there's no way that attackers will be able to know the secrets that are hidden. But this is not always true because hackers, especially skilled hackers, can employ various means such as reverse engineering to discover some of these hidden structures that they feel that are hidden. The next cybersecurity principle that I'm going to talk about is the principle of least privilege. What this means is that no each individual or application or system is given the least amount of access required for it to perform a function. Some of the benefits of this cybersecurity principle is that it reduces surface of attack in case of attackers exploiting the vulnerability. The second benefit is that with limited permissions, it is much more easier for admins to monitor user activities. And in the process of this, they improve accountability, reducing chances for abuse. One of the weakness of this form of security measure is that it causes user inconvenience, because anytime someone wants to do something, they will have to require permissions to perform a function, and this can be very, very inconvenient. The last cybersecurity principle that I want to talk about is defense in depth. This is a form of strategic, comprehensive defense strategy that involves using multiple layers of security to protect information systems and their assets. So basically, an example of this is, for instance, I'm using firewalls to monitor and stop unwanted traffic. Then, in addition to these firewalls, I still employ IDS systems, IPS systems. All those are various layers of security. So that's what basically defense in depth means. Some of the advantages or benefits of defense in depth is that it gives you more time to react to cyber attacks. The more layers you have, the more time the attacker is going to spend trying to break into those layers, and this will give you more time to react. Another advantage of this form of this strategy is that it is very resilient. What this means is that even if one layer is bypassed, you still have multiple layers and the whole system is not vulnerable. The major weakness that this has is that it is very, very complex to implement. Various cyber security mechanisms in place can be very, very hard to manage, especially in very large companies.